How do you stay positive during hard times? Here's to 2025, staying positive all the time. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. Let's just get straight into the video. The first thing that you have to be reminded of is that it is a skill. Learning to be patient, learning to go through trials and tribulations, especially when you feel like you don't have the resources, you don't have the tools, you don't have the support, maybe you're unaware, takes time. So the first thing I need you to do is get you some water, get your pen and paper, and take your notes, and not only learn to relax. It is okay to be upset in the moment. It is okay to feel frustrated. We have to learn how to handle our emotions, how we react and respond, and most importantly, how to have a good mindset. Learning to overcome difficulties takes time. Like I said, if you're not shown this, if you are not exposed discipline, if you are not exposed how to be motivated, if you are not taught or learned certain things from your family, from your friends, you have to realize you are learning this information by yourself, and there's no right or wrong way to do anything in life. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Learning how to stay positive in a difficult time requires you to experience it. We have to go through things in order for us to realize how to move forward. So an inconvenience of you having a flat tire when you're on the way to work is a valuable lesson. Learn to realize that what you're going through is for you to learn from. If you can change your mindset and realize that things are happening for you and not to you, you don't have to have this victim mindset. And this is not to enable you, this is not to condone or justify abuse, but to bring awareness. In order for you to be positive, you have to be educated. You have to be equipped. I am speaking from experience. I have 28 years, okay, with this. You have to realize every single day is a new day. Every single day you're going to go through ups and downs. Some days, some weeks, some years last longer than others. The goal is not to be so heartbroken, so broken down, so beaten up by the world that you stay stuck and that you move forward. You have to realize that when you're going through difficult times, number one, you have to express how you feel. So I recently just made a video talking about how to stop internalizing negative energy. I didn't really break it down because I'm going to make that into a separate video, but just overall, what we focus on grows. If we know that we are on the way to work and we experience a flat tire and we don't have the finances to fix our tire immediately, stressing yourself out, being overwhelmed, being frustrated does not change your situation. You can throw your tantrum in the moment, but eventually we have to come up with a solution. And that's how you learn how to stay positive in hard times. You have to learn how to become flexible. You have to learn how to problem solve. So how do we problem solve? We have to experience things in life in order to problem solve. Some people solve problems quicker. Some people solve problems more effectively. Some people take longer to solve problems. You don't have to compare yourself when it comes to you staying positive. You don't have to compare yourself when it comes to you handling situations, because everyone does not have the same access to life. Yes, we all have the same 24 hours, but everyone does not have the same finances. Everyone does not have the same resources. And like I said, if you were not shown this, if you haven't been exposed to this, you don't know. So learn to not be so hard on yourself. When you are going through things, you have to practice to learn how to be gentle. You have to learn how to practice how to problem solve. Most importantly, you have to grieve. So when you're mad and this is your first time watching this video, or you're dealing with a problem and this is your first time learning how to problem solve and to stay positive, in the moment, you have every right to be mad. You could be upset that you have a flat tire because now financially you have to pay for a tire. Now you may physically be late to work. There are going to be consequences. The goal is for you to realize, okay, what am I supposed to be learning in this situation? How do I feel in this moment? Moving forward, how am I going to continue to show up? A lot of people have this misconception that when you get money, or when you become a millionaire, or whatever it is, when you just are more financially stable, that you don't have to survive. It's BS. You still have to survive when you have money. It's just how we choose to survive, rich or poor. Like I said, don't fall into that narrative. You still have to deal with life. You still have to show up with life. The goal as you grow older as an adult is to learn the wisdom, to learn from your past, to learn from what the things that you went through, and not make the same choices. If you do not learn the lessons, you will continue to experience the same thing. And I'm speaking from experience. And like I said, there's no timeline. So you have to realize when you're figuring things out by yourself, when you come from narcissistic, dysfunctional, chaotic family members, or you have people that don't support you, or you don't have people who are willing to be positive and they're quick to be reacting and responding and they're impulsive, you're learning this information for the first time. It's not fair to beat ourselves up. It's not fair to be so hard and stress ourselves out and just be so overwhelmed that we can't even think, because that's what happens. A lot of times when people get so frustrated and so overwhelmed, they react and respond. They're quick to go off. They have these tantrums, these temper tantrums, and we can't even think clearly about what we need to do. So for example, what has helped me along my healing journey, when I was 20 years old, 8 years ago, I got fired from the first and only time and from a job. And in the moment, I was upset. It took me maybe like less than a month, because I don't like to be financially without, but it took me a month to realize this is not where I want to be. In that month, I was grieving. I was upset. I was frustrated. But had I not realized that, okay, moving forward, that I need to come up with a solution, I would still to this day be in the situation and allow that anger and that frustration to bother me and not move forward. Like, just because we experience adversities, just because we go through things, doesn't mean that we have to stay there. And that's what I realized. Like, yes, at 20 years old, the reason why I was upset is because I've never been fired before and I've never not been financially secure. So when you go from making $40,000 to a year to being broke and having to take care of yourself, nobody's saying that it's not traumatizing. Nobody's saying that what we go through is not real. But it's like, we have to know that those moments are for us to realize, okay, there's so much more than our lives. And the challenges that you're experiencing is for you to grow. It requires you to grow. I would not have become an entrepreneur. I wouldn't have been a multi-millionaire had I would have realized staying at this job that wasn't for me, or being stuck. Like, you have to know that these situations, depending on what you want, is going to lead you to where you're trying to go. If I want to be a multi-millionaire, I have to learn how to deal with money. I have to learn how to manage money. I have to learn how to problem solve, regardless of what you want in life. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire. Take your situation for what it is. When you're dealing with heartbreaks, when you're dealing with relationship issues, you have to realize you're not going through these trials and tribulations to be beaten up and to be taken advantage of and to suffer and just to be traumatized. Like, no, like, learn the lessons. That's how you learn how to keep a positive mindset. Because if we're being honest, you're gonna go through things in life. I didn't make the rules. I'm just here to spread the awareness for those of you who choose to resonate. Always take what resonates, leave the rest. You also have to realize too, in order for you to keep a positive mindset, you have to surround yourself with positive people. But in order for you to even attract positive people, we're going to start with ourselves. And as your favorite mental health specialist and naturopathic physician, your motivational teacher on this account, that's what we do. We do a lot of self-reflecting. I am somebody, I practice what I preach. I watch my own videos. I take my own advice. I am not the type of person to give out advice to people that I don't follow for myself. I think it's very hypocritical. I think it's a contradiction. It's a big red flag, and it's misleading. Not just that, what a lot of people fail to realize, what you do, what you say, it comes with a cost. It comes with consequences. So if you're not ready for the smoke, if you can't dish out what you take, you should be mindful of that. That's the reason why I created this platform. I'm not afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid to use the privileges and the resources that I do have, because I know everyone doesn't have those things. And I'm not gatekeeping information that could help someone do better. You have to choose to be positive. A lot of people who are not positive cannot install that into you. So instead of beating yourself up, instead of getting mad that you were born into a certain family, instead of being frustrated that certain people aren't able to be there for you, you have to learn how to do things for yourself. Not just that, when you learn to pour into yourself, when you learn to stop being so frustrated, when you learn to actually sit with yourself and stop trying to hide from yourself, you become stronger. That saying, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, is 1,000,000,000% true. The problem is people don't want to be strong. If you don't have family, if you don't have friends, if you don't have the finances, if you don't have the resources, if you don't have the support, who are you waiting for? If you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in the ancestors, and you don't believe in the universe, I'm not here to force religion or spirituality. What are you going to believe in? Excuse me. And let me know in the comment section, what do you believe in? That's what I want you to, when you see this video, that's what I want you to do. Let me know what it is that you believe in. You have to learn how to be there for yourself if you don't have people cheering you on, if you're not able to book a session with a therapist, if you're not able to see a psychiatrist, if you don't come from love and family. And this is not everyone. Like I said, everybody in the world is not suffering, you guys. I have been very fortunate for the first 28 years of my life, and I will continue to be fortunate. And it is unfortunate that I just keep saying that word, that there's a lot of division, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of hostility, there's a lot of control, there's a lot of manipulation. I'm not here to be Superman. I'm not here to be the weatherman. I'm not here to be Batman, but I'm just here to be me. And in order for me and for you watching these videos, because you're here and you're being influenced, for us to make this world to be better and for us to feel good about ourselves, it starts with ourselves. I hold myself accountable. That's why I make these videos. And energy doesn't lie. People can yap, people can say what they want. Energy is going to speak for itself. And not just that, time is always going to reveal itself. So learn how to be patient. That's the first thing you're going to do in order for you to stay positive during hard times. The second thing you're going to do is grieve. If you need to cry, if you need to feel how you feel, stop trying to suppress your problems. Stop trying to sweep your problems underneath the rug. Every time you try to sweep your problems underneath the rug, every time you try to hide the skeletons in the closet, it's going to get built up and overwhelmed. And then eventually the closet's going to have to get open and the rug is going to get lifted. And that's when a lot of people start to run and avoid. No, you reap what you sow. So if you're sad that you have to learn how to do things by yourself, you have every right. I'm not invalidating your experiences, but for somebody who has matured, who has been on the other side of the coin, who knows that there's a rainbow after it rains, I'm telling you from experience, you're going to have to learn things for yourself if you don't have help. Not just that, if you do believe in God, ancestors, and universe, you need to build a relationship with them. You need to build a genuine relationship with him and not say things just because. We talked about that. You cannot say the power of the tongue is real and you're out here saying negative things about yourself, negative things about the world, and you're trying to figure out why me. None of us asked to be born. Not me, not you, not your parents, not their parents. And until people realize this is a bigger issue, that there's no ceiling to space, there's no bottom to the ocean, it's bigger than you. Life is bigger than you. So we have to learn how to relax. We have to learn how to handle our emotions. We have to learn how to take our time. And most importantly, you have to learn how to let go of the attachment. Because honestly, yes, we're human beings. Yes, you're going to feel things and nobody's taking that away from you. But you have to learn how to control your feelings. And I'm speaking from experience, you guys. It takes a lot to control your feelings, especially, like I said, when you don't grow up and people are showing you those things. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be in poverty, like mentally, for the rest of your life, physically, just because you grew up poor. That doesn't mean you have to be like that. You don't have to be envious. You don't have to be hateful. You don't have to be frustrated. Like, you could be sad. Like I said, if you lose your job, like I said, I was sad maybe for less than a couple of months. Honestly, not even a couple months, for a couple of weeks. But like I said, I like money. So I had to do something about it because I know I didn't want to be broke. I had to come up with a solution. You could feel sad in the moment, but then you have to realize, like, okay, if I like money and I like whatever it is, you got to do something about it. And that's all it is. Learning how to problem solve will help you keep a positive mindset. So I'm going to end off this video. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, let me know what you guys want to talk about or what it is that you want to discuss. If not, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you're commenting down below. Make sure you're turning on your post notification. Follow me on all social media platforms. I will be going live on Instagram and on TikTok. All the information will be down in the description box below. If you're interested in a service and a session, head to my website at TaiGuidance.com and let me know what you guys want to talk about, okay? I love you guys. I'm not trying to make this video too long, but learn how to take your time and realize that just because you're going through something right now, it's not going to be like that for the rest of your life, okay? Love you, bye.